Hello, welcome to this channel. Today we are going to look at solution of quadratic equation by completing square method. But before that, if you did not watch the video about perfect squares, kindly go and watch it because it contains information that is very relevant to this particular content about completing square method. You have to understand how perfect squares work and how to complete the perfect squares so that you are now able to use the same information to solve by completing square method. Now, let us recap. We see that in a perfect square, all quadratic equations are in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Now, in all perfect squares, all of them follow this rule that 4ac is equal to b squared. 4ac is equal to b squared. This is the rule that is obeyed by all perfect squares. And now, what will happen if we decide to simplify this? So now, we have that 4ac is equal to b squared. If we divide both sides by 4, we remain with ac is equal to b squared over 4. Again, if you check at this well, b squared over 4 can still be written as b squared over 2 squared because 4 is same as 2 squared. Now, you can see that the power 2 is common on both the numerator and the denominator, and therefore you are at liberty to write this as b over 2 and then you square it once. This one will mean that the power 2 will be acting upon the numerator and the denominator in equal measure. So therefore that means that AC is equal to b over 2 squared. Now, what about if the coefficient of x squared was 1, it means that now a is 1. If a is 1, what would happen to the formula? So it will be a, which is 1 by c, and then we equate to b over 2 squared. So that means that c is equal to b over 2 squared. Now this is the guiding rule. This is the formula that we are going to use to solve quadratic equations by completing square method. Now before we proceed, kindly go and subscribe to my channel so that you get updates about what we post on this particular channel. Let us see how to solve by completing square method. Example 1, x squared minus 3x minus 10 is equal to 0. So how do we solve this? So we are going to rearrange our quadratic equation in this way. So x squared minus 3x, negative 10 will cross, it becomes plus 10. Then at this point, we are going to have it as x squared minus 3x plus c. So c is missing, is equal to 10 plus that c. So we are going to complete this side because we are able to see that this side is now incomplete. And whatever we do on the left side, we also do it on the right side. Remember, we have just said that when the coefficient of x squared is 1, then c is equal to b all over 2 squared. As we said, that is the guiding rule for you solving by completing square method. So that one will mean that we shall have x squared minus 3x plus c is b, and in this case our b is negative 3. Divide that by 2 and then you square that, should be equal to 10, plus we say that whatever you have done on the left side, do it on the right side. So this side will also be negative 3 all over 2 squared. Now pick the numbers with squares, pick the terms with squares and put in one bracket. On the left side, pick the numbers with squares and put them in one bracket and then square them once. Now forget about the middle part. So now we are going to have, this will give us x was squared and then negative 3 over 2 was also squared. Put them in one bracket and square. So this one will just mean x, it will just mean x minus 3 all over 2 squared. Then equate this to this, the right side you have to work it out. Now you understand that negative 3 over 2 squared is same as negative 1.5 squared, and if you take negative 1.5 and then you square, you should be able to get positive 2.25. So that one will just simply mean that the right side, we are going to work out the right side, and what we get is 10 plus 2.25. So I hope you are together up to that level. So this means that it is x minus 3 over 2 squared is equal to 12.25. This means x minus 1.5 squared is equal to 12.25. At this point, find the square root of each side. Find the square root of each side. If you find the square root of the right side, it will do away with this square so that we have the number in the bracket. So that means that we are going to have x minus 1.5 is equal to, now the square root of 12.5 is either positive 3.5 or negative 3.5. So therefore the what we're going to write here is plus or minus 3.5. Then now how do we solve? So that means that x minus 1.5 could have been equal to positive 3.5, and that one set the value of x. So this 3.5 will now cross, negative 1.5 will cross to the other side of 3.5. So 1.5 plus 3.5, because this is going to be positive, so this is 0. Carry 1, we have 5. This makes the value of x to be equal to 5. Or x minus 1.5, x minus 1.5 could have been equal to negative 3.5. That will mean that x is going to be negative 3.5 plus 1.5. So that one we are going to take 3.5 and then we subtract, and that one gives us 2, and the answer is going to be negative 2. X is going to be 5 or negative 2. This becomes the solution of this quadratic equation by completing square method. Let us look at the second example. X squared minus x minus 6 is equal to 0. So the first step, we shall have that this is going to be x squared minus x is equal to positive 6. So x squared minus x plus c, which we don't have, is equal to 6 plus c. The coefficient of x squared is 1, and we know that if the coefficient of x squared is 1, c is equal to b all over 2 squared. So therefore, x squared minus x plus c, our b is negative 1. So therefore, plus negative 1 all over 2 squared is equal to 6 plus negative 1 all over 2 squared. So negative 1 is 1 over 2 is same as negative 0.5. So therefore, this is same as x squared minus x plus negative 0.5 squared is equal to 6 plus negative 0.5 negative 0.5 squared. 0.5 squared. So now the next step, we said from this point pick the terms with squares. The first term with square is x, and the other term with square is negative 0.5. So therefore we are going to put them in one bracket and then we square them together. So we are going to have x minus 0.5, and then this one we square once is equal to, this side you work out, negative 0.5 squared is same as negative 0.5 times negative 0.5, and the answer is positive 0.25. So therefore, if you add the two, we get that this is equal to positive 6.25. At this point, find the square root of each side. We agreed that when you find the square root of the left side, it will remove this square here. So we shall be left with x minus 0.5 in bracket is equal to, at the right side, the square root of 6.25 is plus or minus 2.5, because if you take negative 2.5 and then you square, you get 6.25. Again, if you take positive 2.5 and square, you still get the same answer, and that's why we're saying that the square root of 6.25 is plus or minus 2.5. So now it means that x minus 0.5 could have been equal to positive 2.5. If that is the case, then that means that x is equal to 2.5 plus 0.5 to give us 3. or x minus 0.5, x minus 0.5 could have been equal to negative 2.5, and that will make the value of x to be equal to negative 2.5 plus 0.5 to give us the value to be equal to negative 2. So therefore, to answer the question, x is going to be equal to positive 3, like in this case, the first value of x was positive 3. The first value of x is here, 3, or the other value is negative 2. So those become the solution, the two solutions. So x is going to be 3 or negative 2. Example 3. Pay more attention so that you get to understand it better. So example 3, we have that x squared plus 6x is going to be equal to negative 3. So 3 will now cross the other side, we have negative 3. So this is same as x squared plus 6x plus c is equal to negative 3 plus c. Remember the quotient of x squared is 1. So therefore c is going to be equal to b all over 2 squared. And now our b is 6. Divide that by 2 and then you square. That is same as 3 squared. So therefore we shall now complete this side. We shall have x squared plus 6x plus 3 squared is equal to negative 3 plus 3 squared. So what do we get? Pick the terms with squares and then put them in one bracket. Now in this case we are talking about positive 3. So therefore in our bracket we shall have x plus 3 in one bracket and then you square should be equal to negative 3. 3 squared is 9, so plus 9. So therefore x plus 3 squared is equal to positive 6. So therefore find the square root of each side. Find the square root of each side. So therefore we say that if you find the square root of the left side, it removes the square there. You remain with x plus 3 is equal to 4 figures 2.449. 2.449. So it is plus or minus 2.449. So if that is the case, it means that this bracket x plus 3 could have been equal to positive 2.449. That makes the value of x to be equal to 2.449 minus 3, which makes x to be equal to what? Negative 0.551. Or x plus 3 could have been equal to negative 2.449. That will mean that therefore x is negative 2.449, then 3 will now cross, now minus. This gives the value of x to be equal to negative 5.449. So therefore the values of x is equal to negative 5.449, negative 5.449, or the other one, negative 0.551, negative 0.551. So this becomes the rightful solution of this quadratic equation. And therefore, I want you to try out these other two. Try out these other two. Comment with your answers. Let's meet later for more examples on solution of quadratic equation. Goodbye.